y'all, to another edition of Tuned In with Jayco. I'm your host, Jayco. Thank you for tuning in with us. With me, we have 2/3 of the big three. I got Ashley with us. We're missing Caleb, but he'll be back next week. We rolling along. Today, we're talking about something that everybody uses almost every day. For the most part, I would say 98% of the world uses it every day. Social media and the impact of social media. That's what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have a lot to talk about through it. Run through it really quickly, but with that being said, let's get to the meat and potatoes of it. It's going to be see how we communicate, how we see ourselves, and even how we view the world around us, because social media seems to be everywhere. And that's pretty much the deal with that. So, Miss Ashley, let's get into it. What was the first social media platform you ever used? I know this might age us, but it is, and it's fine,
That would be Black Planet.
Black Planet. Yikes.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yes.
Black Planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was MySpace after that.
Yep, that is the history. I'm trying to figure out what was the first social media platform. I wish we should have looked that up to find out exactly which one was the very, very first considerable social media platform. Because I don't know. I don't think Black Planet was the first. Maybe it was Facebook, like for college, basically. Before it opened up to the world, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, but those were open to the world. MySpace was open to the world.
No, but Facebook was specifically for colleges at one point.
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe that was the first one. We'll come back to that after we come to break. We can check it. We'll check it after the break. So we'll get back to y'all on that one. For me, it would have to be Black Planet because I don't remember anything before that.
Yeah, I don't remember anything before that either.
I don't remember it. And that was such a ride in itself. But
that was 1999.
Was it?
Yes, I looked it up to see if it came out before MySpace. Yes, I
So
was a sophomore in college.
Okay, so Facebook had to be around there.
No, Facebook was not around then. Facebook didn't come around until I remember being out of college, and my brother was mentioning Facebook. And I graduated college in 2003. So It was well after that.
Okay.
That
Makes
Facebook
sense.
came around.
Makes sense. Yeah. Had to be Black Planet for me then, because it was one of those things. But MySpace clearly took over.
Yeah.
After that, it was like a rocket ship. They got Tom. He's talked about like legend. Like that's how people talk about Tom. And he was your first friend on MySpace. He was your first friend.
Like, is MySpace still up? Like, have you tried it to see?
I have not tried it because I would assume it to be an app now than it was before because it was a website.
It may still be a web page.
I mean, it could be, but I'm saying because people don't even realize with MySpace, that was the first time you were coding and not realizing you were coding. You were getting codes and making your own page. You were making your own website. I don't think kids today would be as inclined to do it. Maybe they would because we have more access. But back then, to be coding was something special. Like you wanted to make your page better than
the background,
music.
The music. Yeah,
they added videos later. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like you thought you were really doing something, and technically you were because you were building your own website.
You're right. Now that I think
you
about
were basically building your own website, and
I knew what a GIF was before I knew what a GIF was.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like small things, like, and then they added favorites where you can put your top friends on, and people would get jealous because they weren't on your top list, and they take you off their top list, and that's when social media started to die a little slowly. It died and rise at the same time. It was starting to take. Well, I won't say die. I would say take over because after that, it just exploded. You had all types of websites. They had I remember Paxed.com was a website. Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Facebook went public and opened it up to the general public, and that was when the floodgates opened up. I mean, crazy. My name is Jayco. Tune in with Jayco's the show. This product right here, Herbal Renaissance Iron Hammer, some of the best tea I've ever had in my life. It's actually helped me with a lot of different things. It covers a lot of things that help with diabetes, A1C levels, cancer treatment. Now, I'm not saying it's healing anything, but what I'm saying is it's helping me be a better me every day. I take 2 of these cups, one in the morning, one at night. I want to tell you, it's been a change to my life. I was supposed to be on dialysis months ago. I've been taking this tea, doing it twice a day. Man, it's been a game changer for me. So if you want any more information, what you can do is go on to herbalrenaissance.co and get your information. If you want to buy some, check it out. I got a favor for you. You can put in Tuned In Jayco as a promo code. You get 10% off on me. a renaissance. I'm a better me when I drink this tea. So, how has social media changed the way we communicate with our friends and family from like 20, 15, 20 years ago? What do you think?
So I think it's changed a lot, right? And I think about how many times, and this could be my ADHD kicking in or my perimenopause brain. I don't know which one yet.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, I'm owning it.
Oh my God.
But I will sometimes, if I want to reach out to somebody, sometimes I will reach out to them via Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
Versus texting them, and I have their phone number.
Speaking of phone numbers, how many phone numbers do you think you can remember? Do you think you can remember at least 5 to 10 phone numbers? Off the top of your head?
No. My mom, my dad, I don't remember my brother's because he changed his number. The house phone is the same house number we've had.
You still got a house phone?
Yeah.
For those that are listening that don't know what that device is, it's a corded device or cordless device you can use at home that's not cellular.
It's a landline.
It's a landline.
Yes, they still have a landline.
Attached to it that way.
Yes. That you cannot take outside and put in your vehicle. Though, back in the 80s, they did have car phones, which were really cool. And
they were like a big briefcase.
Yeah. And then they got to that point where it looked like a house phone, but it's just you put... Anyways, that's before our time.
But to answer your question, probably about 5 or 6.
I would say, if I had to think, I would say I probably got about 7 I can run off the top of my head right now. 7 phone numbers. Maybe I would try for 10, but we don't have that type of time. But I still have the person's number in my phone, so it's not like I can't go to contacts and look them up. No, but I'm saying memory related.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about memory.
Yeah, I'm talking about straight memory.
No.
Yeah, I think I can get to 10, but I would have to really concentrate. No, Steve's like, no way, man.
I remember parts of phone numbers from when I was a kid, and I actually had to remember people's phone numbers. People's number now,
Like I remember my grandfather's phone number. He's no longer with us, but I remember his phone number only because part of the phone number was a part of my social security number. So it was easy for me to remember.
Those are the easy ones.
Yes.
But see, like the numbers you constantly dial are the ones you usually remember, even though if they're not in use or not. But that's true to your point. People will go to Messenger before they go to text message, or even Instagram to reach out to somebody before they use actual text message, which is really weird. Which always leads me to the point, it's like, do people even really use their phones for anything communication-wise? Like, do they dial a number and call it? You know what I mean?
When they have to call businesses.
They use their phone as a phone.
Right. Or do they just use it as a device that goes over Wi-Fi or internet?
I use it as a phone. I use it as the computer sometimes.
Okay. So let's talk about relationships. Do you think social media has improved relationships?
No. God, no.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
How do you think contemporary social media compares to when, because when you were talking about MySpace, you got excited.
Well, MySpace was a glorious place at the time.
It was. I don't hear that kind of enthusiasm about social media these days. So I wonder if you could talk a little bit about just what your experience is now versus when it was kind of new and interesting.
Then it was new and exciting because we had never been in that. We were on the precipice of something that we never had before. It was like getting a new toy, or like when Nintendo came out, which is many moons ago again for you guys, showing our age. But we never had that type of technology that advanced so quickly and made you really have an opportunity to engage in a game where you can see really graphics. And even though it was 8-bit, it still was something totally different than we had before. Fast forward to social media. With MySpace being is so much, you can customize it. The customization of what you can do with the page, which you were basically making your own website. It was exciting. So it was something you wanted to deal with every single day. Now, fast forward 20-some years later, you look at social media and it can be done from your phone. Phones had buttons at one point. They have buttons and you can do much with it. But now everything can be done with your phone.
The kids could never text with
those phones. They would lose their minds trying to text. You
have to press the button 3 times to get to the letter.
Exactly.
God.
Imagine having to send a whole message just to say, hey, I'm going home. I'll see you later. That takes probably about 10 minutes. But that's not the point. The point is it's changed because it's been saturated. and it's overused. Now everything has an app, and everything seems to be so opinionated and insensitive that it's not as fun as it was back then. Now people use it and some people focus on business. Some people focus on entertainment. And you can tell the difference and then some people focus on complaining all the time because that's what they do. Like you got a whole abundance of people that love to just complain about everything online, like how everything in life is horrible. Like maybe that's for them, but that's just what we're dealing with. But that's
everybody
the big
now
difference.
has a platform.
In their defense, like there is a perception that like everything has gotten shittier in the last.
And it has, but that's another episode for another day because it definitely has, and there's a lot of different reasons why that's happened. That's out of the control of people, the common folk, I say, but that's a unfortunate situation, and that does decrease the entertainment value of social media because now you can get your news on social media. So I would always say I don't watch the news because it's depressing sometimes. Now it's depressing all the time. So it's like, imagine getting that on social media as well. Like, so if your mom's watching TV and she's watching CNN or whatever she wants to watch, and then you go on social media and you're getting the same news, it's like, man, can I get away from this crap? It can really deteriorate your day if you start off like that. Like, who wants to be upset about something that just happened early in the morning? Like, you're just trying to get your day started. Social media does that to you because when you wake up, what happens? You pick up your phone because the alarm is on your phone. Either you hit snooze or you get up. Teach his own. But like literally that's what happens. And you're getting up and you're immediately getting information on the spot. With MySpace, you didn't get as much information as fast because we still had to get there. It wasn't there yet. Now, something happens, the whole world knows in 20 seconds.
Oh, you get a notification on your phone as soon as it happens.
Yes. Whether it's sports.
Depending on what you are subscribed to.
Politics, fashion, anything. You get
Do
it.
you think it still connects people with what they're actually interested in?
No.
The only reason it doesn't, I say, because you're getting force-fed information through algorithms that you don't really care about. Because you can, for instance, I was watching a reel about a recipe about something, and I said something about that recipe out loud. Now, all of a sudden, things start popping to my phone about different types of recipes. I didn't want that at all. But I just, this was nice. And you talk about it, and then your phone hears you, then it goes into that algorithm mode. That's where technology gets scary because it's like, man, you can say something, and all of a sudden your phone starts showing you things that you were talking about without asking you. I don't know, but it's weird.
Well, and I think like Facebook has changed altogether. Like at one point it was like I could log on and I could see all of my friends' stuff. Now they've got a whole separate tab for your friend stuff, and if you're not paying attention, you're scrolling. It's like, where are my people? I don't see anything from my people. This is ads. It's all this other stuff that they want you to follow, and I'm like, I didn't ask. Like you said, I didn't ask for this.
Right.
This is not what I was looking for. Yeah. I got on Facebook to connect with my people.
Yeah.
And now.
Yeah, that's what it does. Like, it's become more for profitability versus entertainment value because now they're selling you everything. You say something about smart glasses, you get versions of smart glasses you didn't know existed. Oh, you don't want to buy the Metas for $400? We have these off brands for $50 that work just the same.
I was looking for protein powder, and next thing I know, up and down my feed, every GNC, Vitamin Shop. It was an ad to sell your own protein powder.
Right.
I was like, oh gosh, like I just wanted to buy some.
I just want to purchase it.
Right. I wasn't looking to sell my own.
So with that being said, how do you think social media influences the way that people view themselves and measure success?
Can we go back to talking about, we didn't finish talking about relationships and
you had something to say?
Social media had improved them or made them more complicated.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll take a spell, we'll pay some bills, and we'll get back to that one.
Okay.
In 1 second. All right, and we're back. Welcome back, guys. We were just talking about social media, the good, the bad, and the ugly of it pretty much. And going back to Ashley, she wants to talk about, the relationship side of social media. Go ahead, take off.
So the question was, has it improved relationships or made them more complicated?
Right.
And I'm going to speak for all relationships, not just romantic, but platonic all of the relationships, I think it has shifted the dynamic in those relationships, and I don't think it's improved it. I think it's made it's made people become more. You have some people who become a lot more jealous because now you have access to more of what people are doing.
Right.
And so now you are really wondering, are people really your friends? Are people, the people that I am associated with on Facebook, are they really people who genuinely are interested in what I have going on? Or are they just, around to...
So you think it's created more insecurities than...
Well, it's created insecurity. It has created a lot of insecurities, and those insecurities do show up in relationships, i.e.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship and your significant other likes or hearts a photograph of the opposite sex, does that make you feel a certain way?
Right.
Like that
Right.
creates a dynamic within relationships.
I think that's stupid, but that's another conversation for another day. I think that's super stupid. Like, you just like the world of social media is built to either like something or not like it. And if you press heart, you like it. That doesn't mean you want to like jump the person's bones. But in some cases it does, but not all cases. I think generally that people assume that because of the insecurities of the internet. That's why I asked about the insecurities. Because if
I think the internet just shed light on those insecurities. Those insecurities were already there.
Oh, I agree 100%.
The internet just
I agree 100%.
highlighted those.
Yeah, and the thing with relationships and the internet, my personal opinion is I think that you should be as private as possible with your relationships when it comes to social media, because you allow people into your relationship like it's a TV show, and now everybody's waiting for the next episode. And when what happens when you guys break up, they want to know what happened.
Because the people automatically notice when you break up because
you can see the signs
you're
too busy
stop posting.
Right. Yeah, you shut it down, or you're before when you guys together, you're constantly posting everything. You're posting pictures everywhere you are. You're talking about how much you love your man or woman, date nights.
Yeah.
Like, and that's cool. But if you overdo it, you oversaturate it, and then there's gonna be like everybody's gonna have access to you. And that's not okay when you're dealing with relationships. In my opinion, I think that it should be a balance of privacy for the sake of the relationship, because you need to work on a relationship for a relationship to work. You can't just assume that you're now in a relationship and it's just going to be great. No, that's not how it works. You have to work on it. It takes a lot of time and a lot of patience in compromising with a person that you care about. But when you put all of that on social media, that completely deteriorates the possibility of success in your relationship. Because you can't have, and maybe you can, if you come from a lot of money, or you got a lot of money and you make a lot of money off the social media part of it, maybe you can do it. Maybe it is successful, but it should still be something that you keep to yourself.
Keep something to yourself. Yeah,
you have to.
It's almost like social media has become today's version of, you know how our grandparents used to watch the stories.
Yeah, soap operas.
Soap operas.
Soap operas. Yeah, for sure.
Social media has become today's version of soap operas.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, not only that, but it allows you to curate your own story.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can tell the story that you want to tell. You can live the life that you want to live, whether that's your reality or not.
Yeah, you selling a story. It's almost like a sitcom. You're telling people what they want to, or what you think that you're really going through, because people fake a lot of stuff online all the time, and that's stupid to me, because when somebody sees you, you're basically catfishing them. It's like, oh, I don't have all this money.
I do know you in real life.
You don't do any of this in real life. Like, this podcast doesn't mean that I'm ultra famous or have a lot of money. It means that I'm doing something that I like to do, and I'm expressing that with the world. Meanwhile, you have a lot of people that are online that are doing the exact opposite. They're trying to pose to act like they have something, but they don't have as much as what they say or anything at all. And I think that that's the problem with social media. That's why I agree with you, because they're putting themselves in a situation where they have to keep up some type of persona to try to, appease
Keeping
other
up with
people.
The Joneses.
Yeah, and then they get jealous when they see somebody that actually is really doing it, and that's not how it's supposed to work. Like, if you want to work with people, but you shouldn't have to fake who you are online for people to want to. Oh, I want to be around that person, because that's not who you are really.
Right.
It's not who you are. If you're creating a character and you have that and you're doing that, then it'll show, because you can tell what they're doing instead of faking it to make like this character is really who you are. And you go about like you're some type of celebrity, like you work a 9 to 5 just like me, bro. Like, you're no different than me. Like, you just have a lot more time on camera to talk crap on your phone. That's just my personal opinion on it. But do like, and we talked about that briefly. Do curated feeds and highlight reels create unrealistic expectations? Because the reason I ask that is because we get on this algorithm, and the algorithm starts to show you things that you look like I said. You look for a pair of glasses, then they show you 15 pairs of glasses. You say the word book, they start showing you books, libraries, online digital reading books. Like it's crazy. So how do you think that that's really affected us as people?
So I do feel like some of it creates an unrealistic expectation. So I'm thinking on, you got these social media influencers, right?
Yeah.
Who have the camera set up and they're like, oh, this is my daily routine. I'm putting my face in the ice bath. I'm doing this, I'm doing it. And I'm like, that, really? Like, and then from a person who has businesses and who's like trying to do content creation for my businesses, and I'm thinking about the amount of work that you have to do to set this camera up. You got to get out of bed, set this camera up to record, get back in bed under the covers, now get out the bed and pretend like, oh, this is how I wake up. Like, it's just,
I never really thought about that, but that is kind of crazy. Like to
no,
go
yeah,
through the process.
because that's what you really have to do.
Like,
all
good
that.
morning, I'm just waking up. No, you're not. That means you had a camera just propped it up to show you just waking up. No way.
Like,
I never thought about that. As you said that. Wow.
Because I'm thinking about like my morning routine when I get up to get ready for the gym. Like, to film that, like, it would take me a whole extra hour to get out the door. Yeah. To film, and then you got to think about the time that it takes to edit and splice all this stuff together. And like, I've driven out the garage, I've closed the garage door, and now I gotta park the car, turn the car off,
those
open
influencers. Like,
yeah.
I agree with that because I think that's a little overkill.
It's not realistic.
If you're a comedian and you have a certain type of following already, and you're on stage and you're doing shows, I'm not talking about those people because I think those people are actually doing content that helps them when they go to these cities and they're trying to sell tickets and they're trying to create content to be more popular and get more money. I don't knock them at all. But those people that are doing that to the point where they're showing everything they do, oh, I'm painting my fingernails green today, and then I'm going to change them to black tomorrow. Or like that's a little overkill for me too. I don't like that a lot. Like I ain't mad at people if they got followers, get your money, whatever. But I do think that's overkill. I don't care about what you ate in the morning for breakfast. I really don't care about what you're gonna eat for dinner. Like if you're not a cook, if you're not a chef, if you don't have a page where you're making recipes, then I don't want to see it. Because those are the people that can actually do it. Like I don't want, and I guess the people that have followers that do that. So
I mean, most of those people who have those followers, those people are, I don't want to say they've gotten sucked into,
No, they have. They got put into the matrix of the
social
media world.
It's what's helping get these people paid. And I'm like, again, like I think about.
Get your money, but still, some of that stuff is overkill. Like, I mean, I don't have a problem saying that. Like, I want everybody to get as much money as they can, but some of that is overkill. Somebody who wants to watch that every day, maybe there are people followers that want to do that.
There are. Like, if you look at the numbers are there and people are watching. I'm like, I'm not that fascinated with somebody else's life.
And that's why I said I want to get somebody that has an OnlyFans account to see what their base sees in that process.
The OnlyFans is going to be different than your people who are on Facebook and Instagram who are posting their day in the life.
Exactly. That's why I want to know, because it's just going to show the dynamic of difference from people actually getting paid for it or the people trying to get paid for it.
But some of the people that are on Instagram and Facebook are getting paid for it.
Yeah, but not as much. I don't think they're cashing out like people that have OnlyFans.
I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are.
I can't wait. I'm gonna find out because that's something I want to look into, and just see the differences to see how they're accumulating. Because is it overkill? Is it not overkill?
Well, I can't offer you any hard numbers, but I know that every YouTube channel that I like has a Patreon, and they have to beg me to join their Patreon because they don't get paid enough by YouTube, which is owned by Google, which is worth trillions of dollars.
Okay.
And
yeah, because Patreon is definitely how they're gonna make their money.
Yeah, and I see a lot of celebrities and a lot of influencers using that platform as well. I never sign on to it. I never agreed to it because I'm like, I'm not gonna pay for that. But that's
I mean,
another
if you
version.
want the content,
Yeah, some people are worth it. Some people are worth it. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying I'll be like, I'm not doing that. Like right away, first thing is like, nah, I'm straight. I'll take your regular content for now.
Yeah. Depending on the source, yeah, I might pay a few dollars for extra content for sure. But
it just depends on.
It frustrates me that like I have a like YouTube Premium membership because I can't stand advertising.
The ads are really destroying social media, like because they're everywhere.
Talk more about that. Like,
yeah, with ads and it's everywhere. I mean, obviously you need ads for promotion for business in order to generate more profit, right? And that's any business. Yeah, like
make a counter argument that you're making your business less efficient.
You can, but the more sometimes in business. More is bad, but sometimes more is good because if you're getting more, because you'll get more, you'll reach more people. Prime example, Herbal Renaissance. I drink it. It's great tea. Point I'm trying to make is the more people that know about it, the more people will drink it or be interested in finding out the goodness of it. Now, some of those products aren't as reliable. So then you get oversaturated with different products, which ads become ads. If they have enough money to put ads on something, they're going to do it. Prime example, when you look at any major sports teams, they have tons of sponsors everywhere. Now they're putting them on their jerseys, on the floor, in T-shirt sales and promotions. You see ads for other companies. The reason they do that is because those companies want to be seen by these big names. So the best way to be seen is to have your logo smack dead on a jersey. If the Hawks are playing, they got a sponsor on the other side. It used to be you didn't have anything but the logo from the NBA, the team name. That's it. Now it's open real estate, and that's baseball is another example of that. They'll put the whole wall on the back of just advertisement. You can see it when you're watching. Whatever sports you get, where you get your sports, whether it's ESPN, Fox Sports, whatever, you can see it on highlights. All you see is advertisement all across the back wall of baseball. Football, another thing, they don't put advertisement on their jerseys, but if you look at helmets or if you look everywhere around the arena, they're selling something. So it's just a matter of who's selling it, how they're selling it to reach the certain platform, because some of it is successful and some of it isn't. I think that's a problem because you're getting away from what you're generally there for. If you're going to see a basketball game, you don't care about buying lotion. If you're going to see a football game, who really cares about anything they're posting? But when you do find something that works, like alcohol, because guess what? People drink alcohol at football games, right? So if you're selling that, people are going to be like, man, I do want a beer. When this quarter's over, I'm going to go get a beer. It makes sense. But not if you're trying to sell lingerie. You're not going to put that. That comes to commercials and other things that they go. They change the way of advertising, but it's everywhere. And it's like you said, it's oversaturated. So now it's like, man, I don't want to buy this. I don't want to buy this. People get tired of seeing it.
Do you think that, I guess my argument against, or with my problem with advertising is if you have to spend $100 million convincing people to consume your product, maybe there's not really a demand for your product.
Depends on the company.
For sure, but it's almost like it's just like going viral. Like you're trying to manufacture the virality. It's if like shouldn't the products be able to stand on the strength of their existence and their usefulness to people?
What do you think?
As a business owner, I'm on both sides of this, right? And so, as a business owner, yes, advertising has to happen, and if I want
100%.
New customers, right? But the flip side of that is, to Stephen's point, think about certain companies. You don't ever see ads for Ferrari, Rolls-Royce. Certain products don't have ads because they're standing on their brand and they know.
Chinese food. Have you ever seen a Chinese food commercial? Never. You know how many Chinese food places is in the world? Tons. And you never see them advertised. You know why? Because if you want Chinese food, it's one within a mile of your house. And you're going to go and eat it. And I've never seen a Chinese food commercial. Have you? Anybody in the room, have you ever seen a Chinese food commercial?
No.
Exactly. Most recently, Chick-fil-A started making commercials, but they didn't need to, because Chick-fil-A lines always long. Like, they didn't need commercials for a long time.
They had that More Chicken campaign, but that was more like billboards.
Right.
Yeah.
They never had commercials, and now most recently they started doing commercials. I mean, I think they're doing that to compete with the other restaurants that are really kind of.
But even their commercials are different
They are.
than most others. They're interviewing employees or
Right.
But
like certain
somebody
things,
that did something
like you
in the
said,
community.
certain things don't need commercials because they're going to do it. Have you ever seen a dry cleaning commercial? No. You know why? Because people are always going to go to dry cleaners. Laundromat, same thing. They're never going to need anything because they're always going to come to you. You've never seen a funeral, maybe one or two. No, I think of.
Yeah, there's funeral.
Yeah, there are, yes.
I've never
Yes.
seen advertised, but have you ever seen a commercial?
Yes.
Not a commercial.
I have.
You see
Really?
Billboards.
Now, you from Alabama though? That's weird.
What does that have to do with
It's
anything?
weird. Like they probably show commercials like that there. You guys those TVs off of floats from Mardi Gras.
No, we're not
that's-
not going back
you,
there.
You guys still do that. I'm
We're
just
not
saying
going
that's
back
besides
there.
the point. We'll get back to more social media in just a second. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with you guys. All right, and we are back. Thank you for tuning in with us. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We need all the support we can get. We're trying to build this thing up, and we hope you guys are enjoying our content so far. Right now, we're talking about social media, and Steve, you had a question?
Oh, I wanted to hear from Ashley about her experience from a safety standpoint.
Okay.
Because I think the female experience in that regard is very different from the male.
Yes.
As far as social media?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah. In the social media platform, yeah.
Social media platforms, dating platforms, any platform where in this new age, as a woman, you definitely have to be mindful. There are a lot of people who are scamming. There are a lot of people who play on women's emotions. Mm-hmm. And if you are not mindful, you can easily get sucked in.
Yeah.
But there are some, men who do not care, who have no regard, and will come into a woman's inbox and say anything, will send unsolicited pictures.
Yeah.
Unsolicited pictures, just because they think that you are into that or,
I have a theory on
want
that. I have a theory on that.
But yeah, I mean, as a woman, you have to be very mindful of who you're interacting with online, how much information you're giving online. So my page is private. Mm-hmm. My Instagram page is private. My Facebook page is private, and you can't see anything unless I accept you as a friend or make the post public. And that's just, again, for my safety. Mm-hmm. Because people can find you on social media, and that is also why I probably don't post a lot of things on social media. If you are following me, you probably only think I go to the gym, that I bake cakes, and that I'm working these businesses. That's all you know about me based off of social media. You don't know anything else. Mm-hmm. And I keep it that way because for my safety. Because people are crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, just even being a woman out in public, you have to be extra mindful. Like, you can't some men you just can't say no to.
Yeah.
You have to pick and choose your words and make sure you're being really sweet and really nice. And, oh, no, thank you, I'm not interested. Because sometimes even being that nice and docile still gets you unalived, or they're following you, or whatever the case is.
Yeah. Social media is a weird thing when it comes to that safety of women. Like I said, I have a theory on guys that like to do crazy stuff like that and send unsolicited pictures and whatnot. I feel like it's a learned behavior based off the success ratio of what they send. Like, and I'm not saying that every person is going to go. I say, just as for example, a guy starts sending unsolicited pictures to a woman. Out of the 10 women he sent it to, 2 of them, they approve it, and he goes and they do whatever, and they reach on, right? So now in his mind is learned behavior to think, oh, if 2 of the 10 did it, now maybe I can get 4 out of 20.
Well, here's
maybe
my
question. You know what I mean? Like, it's stupid theory, but I think in their mind, in their psychosis, they think that it's worked before, so it'll work on whoever they send it to.
Well, hold on, because now I want to take that question a step back, because somewhere in your mind, you had to think it was okay before somebody gave you the approval.
Absolutely, because I think it's one of
So
those.
it needs to start there versus.
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying it doesn't start there. I'm just saying that in their psychosis is for them to think, oh, they can send Ashley this picture and she's going to be like, ooh, I like this. Let's date or let's kick it. Like, but the mentality of success ratio, even though it's a terrible success ratio, like even 1 out of 10, if they manage to pull it off, they're in their mind, they like, oh, she went, so she's going to go. It's stupid, but I think that's what a lot of those people that send those pictures do. Like, it's like women that have like seductive pictures or they're showing their ass all the time or things like that. They want the attention, but when they get the attention they don't want, is a problem. Because some of them people do it for attention. Some of them people don't do it for attention. If you working out and you showing off, that's different than wearing lingerie for no reason.
Hold on.
Is it not?
Here's my take on that. It doesn't matter what her reasoning was for doing it. If the man doesn't have enough self-control to not say something out of pocket, that's an issue with him.
Oh yeah,
because
I'm not saying it's her issue too.
That's almost like saying, oh, she wore that so she deserved to get raped.
No, that's totally different.
No, but there are a lot of people who have that philosophy of, oh, well, you posted that picture, so you must have wanted that attention.
I get you, and I'm not disagreeing with you. But here's the caveat to that. You can wear whatever you want. You're right. If I'm walking around with a police outfit on and somebody getting robbed, they're gonna expect me to help them because I got on a police outfit. I'm not a cop. I just like to wear this shit.
You cannot compare.
It's the same thing. I'm telling you.
It is not the same thing.
No. Okay. So if you're walking down the street, right? You walking down the street and you see somebody with a full body of a firefighter's outfit on, right? And there's a damn fire down the street. Do you think you're gonna expect them to help you, right? Because they got on a firefighter outfit. But they say, nah, I just like to wear this. This is what I like to wear.
But a firefighter is a defined thing.
Like, exactly.
Versus
me putting on.
How does
me putting on a bikini and posting the picture online?
No, what I'm saying is I'm not saying that you're wrong in the sense of some people need to have self-control.
But
that's what social media creates.
The point still is the comparison is not the same.
It's not about the comparison. It's about the assumption.
You can't make the analogy and then try to.
No, I'm just saying it's facts to it. It's not like it's Halloween and you walk around you wearing something that's different.
But like Steven said, a firefighter is a defined role. Like
correct.
So
and it has social utility and it's a job.
Right.
Like what I mean, I hate to use this word, but like what does a slut uniform look like?
Thank you.
Like what does somebody who is willing to let you exploit them sexually, how does that person dress? Like
right, what does that look like? Right.
You can just go down a certain boulevard and you can see people dressed like that.
I disagree with that because there could be a woman who could be dressed like me and still feel the same way and still want that type of
right. But what I'm saying is, if you go to Las Vegas, this is just an example.
The point is there is no uniform for it.
Okay, we can agree, disagree, but it's uniform.
If
you go to Vegas and people are walking the strip and they don't have on any clothes and they're giving you flyers for something, is that a job uniform or not?
We're not talking about people who are handing out flyers. We're talking about the average woman who may post a picture online.
Yes, we are. How do you draw the line? Like, it's clearly defined what a fireman looks like and what like firefighter equipment is. Like, whereas like, is it Daisy Dukes? Is it a bikini? Is it where do you draw the line between like?
I think it's a fine
clothing and revealing clothing that says to.
I think it's a fine line, and I don't think that women. I don't think that women that wear bikinis or show off their body, whatever the case is. I don't think they are asking for somebody to come in their inbox. Like I said, like she said, that's a self-control problem you have to have internally. That's an issue internally. You have to find out with yourself. Why are you? Every time you see somebody in half clothed, you automatically think that they want something from you. No, I'm not saying that. I totally agree with you. I'm just saying in certain cases, there are women that want that type of attention. So they're going to bring a lot of those people in because some people may get paid off of it. Some people may not. Some people just want to show off how good they look. Like you've been on a serious weight loss journey for a long time, and you look great. But you're not wanting that attention you get. That's why you go private. But some of those women that do that want that attention. You see those episodes where girls have on bikinis or not even bikinis. They have on a real low top, and they start to just jumping around. So their tits jump around. So they don't want that attention.
So now we're talking about an action, not attire.
The attire is in the action.
The attire is not in the action.
Yes, it is, because if you have on something that's a low busty outfit,
this top could be put on and the lady could jump, and it's the action that is requiring, or the action that is giving, that is causing the effect, not the attire.
Man, okay, if you got on that and you got some tits on you and you bounce, it's not gonna be the same effect when you can see the whole crack of the tit.
Why would it not be the same effect?
Because you can't see it. Guys are visual. Most people are visual. Like this show, it's very visual. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying it's everybody, because you can't put crabs in a barrel in everything. I'm just saying it's different types. We all have different types of things that are happening in certain ways, because what you may not do, somebody will do for attention. My name is J. Cole. Tune in with J. Cole's show. This product right here, Herbal Renaissance Iron Hammer, some of the best tea I've ever had in my life. It's actually helped me with a lot of different things. It covers a lot of things that help with diabetes, A1C levels, cancer treatment. Now, I'm not saying it's healing anything, but what I'm saying is it's helping me be a better me every day. I take 2 of these cups, one in the morning, one at night. I want to tell you, it's been a change in my life. I was supposed to be on dialysis months ago. I've been taking this tea, doing it twice a day. Man, it's been a game changer for me. So if you want any more information, what you can do is go on to herbalrenaissance.co and get your information. If you want to buy some, check it out. I got a favor for you. You can put in Tuned In JCO as a promo code. You get 10% off on me. Herbal Renaissance. I'm a better me when I drink this tea. Oh, okay, Steve, you got a question for me?
Well, how do you think that social media changes the way, or does it change the way that people interact with each other? Like, do you think people, like all the negativity on social media, do you think it's a function of social media, or do you think people are just more negative?
Oh no, people are negative.
I was going to say, I'm saying they're more negative because it seems like, to me, people want you to see you fail more than you succeed. And I'm not talking about your personal friends and family. I'm talking about like strangers.
Like it could be your personal friends and family if you're being real about it.
Ooh, preach. But like just for the sake of conversation, like those people that don't know you, but they see you from afar and be like, nah, like that ain't it. But it actually is. But to your point, yeah, to answer your question, I think that negativity is what people, they love it. And I don't know why.
Misery
I don't know.
Loves company.
They do, and that's a lot of that too. But I've never understood the reasoning why people love negativity so much. Like you said, you could be
because it's optimized to maximize that negativity, because they discovered that when you get enraged, you get engaged.
Yeah. It's almost weird. Like you could be playing video games like Call of Duty or something, and people are so like they say whatever they want to say to you, but in your face they would never say it to you. Like, there's so much negativity. Like, it's crazy. Like, how can you be so negative in front of me, but if you saw me face to face, you probably wouldn't even say anything. You probably walk by.
Because it's the curtain that they can hide behind.
The shell of the internet.
It's the curtain that they can hide behind, because they never think that they're going to see you in person. So it's like, oh, I could be big and bad on the internet because there's this curtain that protects me from that person. I.e., some lady, I don't know if they were in Texas or whatnot, but some guy was talking junk to her on the internet, and she got in her car and drove and pulled up on them and said, "Excuse me, and you were saying what online?" And he changed his whole tune.
I just never understood why, to Steven's question, why people are so damn negative all the time. Like, it just seems like it's just a whole abundance of negativity. Like, you see, like, it, and I understand some of it is algorithm related, but for the most part, people seem to be really just upset all the time.
Some of it is rage bait. Some of it is people who just are in that space. And if you have not started working on yourself and started healing from things, then yes, you are going to be negative most of the times.
Yeah.
It's a conscious decision. You have to make a conscious decision to not be negative.
Right.
You have to make a conscious decision to look at the situation and say, okay, this may not look the way I want it to, but I'm not going to choose to complain about it or X, Y, and Z. I'm going to choose to take this or look at it through this lens.
Yeah.
It's a choice that you make.
Yeah.
But when you think about how many other people may be experiencing something similar and you post it online, then everybody is like, oh yeah, they're joining in. They're fueling the fire.
Yeah.
Because one way or the other, whether it's a positive message or not, the fire is getting fueled. Because I found myself, somebody posted something negative, and I found myself coming on the post and trying to negate the negativity.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, I have to realize that's not my battle to fight.
Right. Okay, I can understand that. Stephen?
Well, I think from what I know of, like, so I think we looked it up. Facebook was founded in 2004.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, it took a few years for it to become available nationwide, of course.
Right.
Because they had to raise venture capital. So it's been 20 years, 21, 22 years now. We've been doing that. It's been a major part of our lives.
Yeah.
And it feels like that coincides with this onslaught of negativity.
Yeah.
And I know causation and correlation are not always linked, but in this case, do you think they are? And if so, why?
I think you got it.
I was going to say, I don't think they are. I think people were always as negative. They just now had an outlet for the world to now see it.
I can see that. Yeah, because like a lot of hidden racism went underlined and unseen because we didn't have platforms for people to be exposed. And that's just one example. Another example. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There is something radicalizing about the ability to network and communicate with a whole community of people who are as biased as you are.
Absolutely.
Like, there didn't used to be a way for people to network the way, to socially network in that way. And do you think it's worth it? Like making it easier for bigots to get together. Like, is that worth making it easier for people who like to bake pies to get together?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think because of the power of social media and the access you have, you're going to have both. You're going to have heroes, you're going to have villains. Whatever one you think is a hero or villain is up to you. I'm not here to judge that. But I am here to say that I think that people are able to form these groups based off of the access they have to each other. That's why dating groups are around. That's why you have cooking groups or travel groups. These are all accessible because of social media. So it can be good and it can be bad. It's a little bit of both. Because with a lot of good, you're gonna get some type of bad. Like I said, every hero has a villain, and vice versa. So it's horrible because some of those, like you said, some of the bigotry we see and some of the negativity we see, you would hope that it wouldn't be glorified. But then you have those people, like you said, they've been around the whole time. They just didn't have anywhere to express themselves. Now, if you have a hate group for one person or some situation, now you can put that together in a group. And who are we to say that that's wrong? That's how they feel. It may be wrong.
Well,
it may be.
In the case of like something like January 6th,
right?
Like, which would not have been possible without social media.
Not even close. Not even close. And
that would have been like highly unlikely, at least.
That's the gift and the curse of social media. That's the gift and the curse.
But does that, like, in my opinion, the negative aspects outweigh the benefits? Like, I'm dubious on the idea that there are benefits.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think the negative does outweigh.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that with that being said, is they don't have any regulation. So it's always going to do that. It's always going to be that way. The lack of that creates you the opportunity to do whatever you want to do. No one's going to regulate that. It's like the Wild Wild West. That's what the internet is. And people used to say that's what the www stand for, but it's not. But that's how people treat it. You know what I mean? That's how they treat it. They treat it as if they can do whatever they want to do. They can post whatever they want to post. And then once you have something to say about it, it's like, well, you post this. It's like, it's not the same. Like you said before, certain things aren't the same. But they look at it as the same because they want the equality of it all, whether it's good or bad, unfortunately. Which leads me to my question. It'll be my last question. Social media has become a major news source for people. People aren't watching TV as much; they're on social media more. How do you think that's affected us? And is it empowering or is it dangerous?
Well, considering the media sources today
Yeah.
are already corrupt. And if we're being realistic about it, I'm probably one of those people who will go to social media. I'm going to do both, right? There are certain people I follow on social media to get certain news from because just of how they deliver it.
Yeah.
The commentary that comes along with the comedic relief that they add to it.
Yeah.
You know, like we've already said, the news is depressing. It's always been depressing. I think it's even worse now.
Yeah.
And so, while yes, I may get some of my news from them, I'm still going to do some fact checking on my own. I'm not going to be like, oh, this is the end all be all. But it's a little more entertaining, and it's makes some of the stuff less of a blow.
Yeah, easier to digest.
It's easier to digest.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But it also depends on who the source is. And a lot of people take what they get from social media and they take it as law. Mm-hmm. And they run with it and be like, oh, this is what the news really is, when there's a lot of stuff that's not accurate.
Right.
And again, everybody doesn't do their research to determine, yes, this is factual, or no, this is not factual.
I agree 100% because
not everyone is savvy enough to, or have the training to critically assess the source.
Of course.
Like, I was a media studies major, and as much as I wanted to do production, I had to spend a lot of time on theory. And so I learned the telltale signs of bullshit in media and news articles. And, I learned to distinguish between propaganda and actual information, and how to get a picture of what is truly accurate. But I don't think that people have that level of media literacy on average,
because they don't choose to. Is because they don't choose to. It is because you're going to be manipulated by certain things that aren't necessarily honest or real. And certain platforms, like he said, they'll give you propaganda. They'll give you what they seem to be news.
So let's think about the majority of the population that we're talking about here.
Okay.
The majority of the population is not going to have that information.
Right.
They're not.
Right.
And they, like Stephen said, if he had not taken that class, he would not have been able to differentiate those things. So if you think about the population as a whole, don't necessarily have access to that information, or they're not going to go and research. You got to think about most of those people, whatever they have been taught, they have been taken and made it law.
Yeah.
And they don't go do any additional research to find out.
Well, and they don't necessarily have time to do additional research. That's why we have reporters.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. Of course, we can argue about whether or not reporters fall down on their job, but I think the fact that everything is so driven by controversy and what infuriates you, essentially.
Yeah.
That, like, it's created perverse incentives. And what goes viral is, I mean, they've done studies. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but, like, people who watch Fox News are routinely misinformed about basic facts about the world. Like, things about the wars that we've been in, and, like, just basic realities, I mean, I guess we could talk about the breakdown of a shared reality. And how, do you think social media makes it easier to live in a silo or harder to live in a silo in terms of like what you're
I think it's easier to live in a silo because your algorithm is going to be based on what you are constantly watching and indulging in. So if I'm not indulging in things along the lines of Fox News, that stuff's never going to show up on my feed. So now I'm in a silo, whereas somebody who could, strictly look at that particular platform, their feed looks totally different than mine. So I think it still creates silos.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the totality of it all, it just seems like depending on who's getting what news determines how they feel about each situation. We don't all get the same type of news every time, because we may get something that's from our algorithm that's actually important and honest and real, to whereas, like he said, somebody else can get it from another platform and it'll be totally off basis and has no regulation. It's not even real. It's just a fugazi situation of information they're getting, and they're going to run with that to their people and their groups and spread that. So now you got
not to cut you off, but it also depends on who the person is, because like I said, like I'm going to go research multiple platforms. I'm not just going to rely on one. Steven gives me the vibe he's going to be the one that's going to go research multiple things.
Absolutely.
Everybody, the common person's not.
Right. And I think that creates the conundrum of issues that people have and have different opinions because they're not getting the information that's correct. And that hurts the society as a whole. When we were working on the election a couple of years back, it was so much information coming out, we had to fact check. We had to make sure, because we're going out into these places talking to people about the election and what's going on. And we can't give out misinformation because that can really define the outcome of the election based off what we give out there. Just like the propaganda they spent out from 2024 all the way to now. Like, we were warning people for certain things that were going to happen. We were telling people, we were going into barbershops. We were telling people, if you vote this way, this will happen. And some of those people, even with information coming from people that are actually in the fight, they're not believing it. It's like, we're telling you what they're going to do if this person gets elected. We're going to tell you what they're going to do if this person gets elected. And they still not paying attention. And you're literally spewing it to them, to their face. And that's how bad society has gotten when it comes to social media, because, they'll go off of what somebody said online before hearing somebody literally in your face tell you the same thing or something different that's really honest and accurate versus what they see online. Well, this person said this because they like that person, or they like that commentator or that news person. That's how bad it's gotten. And I think that's why we are where we are now, because of that.
The fucked up part is that is kind of baked into the whole system.
Yeah.
It incentivizes misinformation.
I was going to say, I think that's been an issue before social media. Social media just highlighted it.
Yes.
It made it more wide known.
Accelerated it.
Yep. So, Ashley, looking ahead, if social media continues to evolve this way, so what you think social media will look like in the next 20 years?
Oh,
Hopefully it will be resigned to the ash heap of history.
I doubt that.
No.
Social media is so powerful.
I don't know. I'm a person who doesn't really use social media as much as I used to. I find that I will log on. I may do one or two scrolls. I'm logging back off. I got something else I need to be doing. Or I'll find days where I batch my content and then I'll log on and then I'll post and schedule my content, and then people be like, "Oh, did you see X, Y, Z?" No, baby, I scheduled that content a week ago. Like, I have not been on social media. I don't know.
Well, and I think more and more people are doing that.
Yes.
And that's how my ex Laura does things, and if everyone does it, then who's seeing your posts?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what is the point.
Yeah, and that, I think that can be a good and a bad thing, just depending on who you are and what you're doing with social media. Because it can be good for you because you don't want to be on social media, but you need your products put out there. You need people to see it. They may not want to reply, but they will see it. And you may not want to reply to them, but they'll see it.
That's one thing I have noticed. Like, the people may not comment on it. They may not like it. They may not share it. But I can at least see that it's getting numbers and making traction.
They can see it, right? That's what matters, because it just shows you that the way, depending on how you use social media, it can be effective for you. It's just a matter of how you use it.
Yeah.
And that's the key element to that. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you had anything else, but no. Social media is one of those things where it's helpful, it's hurtful, it's dangerous, it's fun. It's everything you think of under the sun. If we're being brutally honest about it,
life.
It's life. It's a piece of your life now. When you, like I said earlier, when you get up in the morning, you don't even have a regular alarm clock anymore. You have your phone with your alarm clock. And that's just a micro, like some people don't even have digital clocks in their house anymore.
Yeah, but a phone is an object with a function.
Exactly.
It's a product you can buy and touch and hold and use and has practical utility. What is social media?
It's a part of that now.
It's a product, but does it have any real value, I guess, is my question. Do you think
It has values to those that use it the right way. I'll say that. Because if you're not using social media the right way,
who's defining what's the right way?
Well, it depends on your success rate. That's what I mean by that. Like, not saying it's a right or wrong way to use it, but you define success on what's your goal. You have to find your goal in life to find out what's your success. If it's not for be using social media, then you shouldn't use that as a balance of what's going to happen in your life. If you think you need social media to be successful, then you have to use it the right way in your field. Like, if you want to be successful with what you have going on, like Pampering Sessions, which is an amazing product, amazing products, use it. But if she's not using social media to inflate her thing by other people will help her with that. Because like her product, like I just promoted her product, I like it because it works. Like you said, if something works well enough, somebody else will tell you about it. Like, that's where reviews come from. Google reviews. People, you go to a restaurant, you see these, you check the review. Well, not me anymore, but now I start to do it more and more because my girlfriend does it. It's really weird. But she checks everywhere we go for reviews. And she won't go unless it's a good review. But who does that? Other people do that for you. So you have to make sure you're putting your product out there the right way so other people can tell other people about your product. That's what social media is in a nutshell for people that use it the right way, for business, I should say. For people that use it for entertainment, then you're going to get negative, you're going to get positive because it's entertainment. You can't have one without the other in most cases. Algorithms are algorithms. But
it just depends on what you are paying your paying attention to.
And what you're pouring into your social media. That's going to be the overall thing. What are you pouring into your social media? How are you using social media? And how do you think it's going to affect you in the long run? Because that's what's going to dictate what you get back from it.
But all that is influenced by who controls the algorithm and who defines the parameters of success.
Absolutely.
When you get to the world of a company that is publicly traded and is and has the market cornered on ad revenue, like, the object becomes to make more ad revenue and not to connect you with your family,
right?
Or not to connect you with products that you might actually want.
Yeah,
it seems like it's falling down on that front.
It is 100%, and unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about that unless you have access to those type of funds to do so, to create your own platform and algorithm.
Well, there are a lot of other platforms I've seen being created.
I mean, you could advocate that your government break up these monopolies, so
well,
that there's actual competition in the market, and then people would have an alternative. Like, because I would use a social network that was curated by a human being and involved the right incentives, that succeeded because I was satisfied as a customer, as opposed to succeeding because I had no other alternative and my complaints fall on deaf ears.
Yeah. It's about, in some cases, it's about fighting a good fight. And I think I always tell people, if you have something you believe in, fight for it. Sometimes you have a higher hill to climb than most others, but at the end of the day, social media is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. You figure out a way to navigate. It's your best bet, but it's not. If you guys got an opinion on it, please, we love to hear it in our comments. Please feel free to come on our page and tell us about your experiences with social media. Maybe we'll respond and get back to you guys and talk about it ourselves. But we thank you guys for tuning in with us. Of course, I got Ashley with me. I'm J. Cole. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.